Hey, and it's the last session of the Model T.
Last day of the Model T, yeah. Oh, wow. Morning, afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever in the world you are.
Yeah.
How are we all?
Oh,
We all good?
Good.
Been out for a walk this morning.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I'm going to have to stop that malarkey, I can tell you.
Yeah, it sounds far too healthy for me.
Yeah. Well, probably still trying to walk off all the beer I drank last weekend, so.
Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah. Two things happened today. I went to a funeral for a friend from our local model club. Saw him off. And second of all, I took Mikey's advice and got my ring light powered.
I thought it looked a bit better.
So you've lit your ring.
Yeah.
Plugged it in.
2 minutes and 8 seconds.
So what you're saying is I was right yet again, John.
Moving on. All right, so let's so Model T build.
Yes.
So yes.
Last one, the last session.
But we're not going to tell you what the next kit is until the end. So
till the end, yeah. Big second big reveal in 2 days.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to this next one. It's going to be interesting.
I could annoy you and just grab it now and show everybody. You can't stop me.
Yes,
I can. No models today.
And that's how you stop an Aussie.
Yeah. John's been cancelled.
So I'm going to be.
I suppose I haven't been cancelled by now, to be honest.
So obviously I wasn't with you guys last week because I was on my way to
gallivanting,
where I started on my mission to drink the Cotswold dry. How did the progress go last week? I haven't seen any of the models yet.
It went really well.
Show me. Where were we at? Where were you at? Because I'm not at where you're at. I'm where I'm at.
Okay, let's start with Waitrose.
Okay.
Oh no, there you go. Where did you get up to?
I got up to here. So, see if I can. There you go.
Cool.
Essentially, it's finished. I think pretty much.
Yeah.
With Nurse, there's Nursey.
Nursey.
Yes.
Pit Borders, here I lie.
Yes.
And so yeah, and there's a little signpost there, one pointing to rest, the other pointing to hell, and I had to redo this because the acrylic didn't dry very well. So what I did, I put the sort of 2-part resin in first, and then just put a thin layer of the sort of colorant, AK stuff or whatever it is. You know, this sort of acrylic water stuff. Just nice. A bit of a layer on top of that, just to give it a bit of texture and a bit of sort of filter of color.
Yeah.
And then, the sides are just cut out of like structural card.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Used for diorama. So just sort of cut that out and painted it black, just to sort of trim the edges a bit.
I like the mud splashes on the side of the ambulance there.
Oh yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. A lot of fun.
I love how neatly you've painted the Stepney as well. The straps around the Stepney.
The Stepney.
Yeah, because I'm glad you said it like that because I don't know what he's talking about either.
The Stepney
I'm
spare
confused.
Oh, the Stepney
wheels.
Spare wheels.
Well, why didn't you say the spare wheel?
I thought it was some sort of rhyming slang, and I'm thinking Stepney.
Yeah.
Stepney
It's called
it's got to go. It's either a spare Stepney something or something with Stepney. No, I can't think of any rhyming slang at all.
Yeah.
It was called a Stepney because it was invented by 2 guys that owned a bicycle shop on a street called Stepney Street.
Oh, there we go. Excellent.
And the reason it's designed like
people
that,
that ever knew that were those 2 people.
the reason it's designed like that was was because it's designed not to go onto the wheel, but clip onto the outside of it.
Right.
It used
Okay.
wheel.
Very clever.
But literally, it's just take it off, clip it on, and then drive off. Because the idea was if they were under fire, they didn't have to jack up the vehicle or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Very
just acted in
interesting.
place of the spare wheel. In place of the wheel.
There we go.
That really looks good, and that really is in my limited mind imagination is how the World War One battlefields would look.
Oh, thank you.
With the
I
mud
might
and-
over time find just some space just to sort of, hey Mish, just dress this area with some like some discarded helmets maybe, or like a broken cart wheel.
Yeah.
Hey Mish, something's going on and Hamish is barking at it. I don't know what it is. Just because there's like a bit of an empty space there, but nothing urgent. I'm still really happy with it. And I'll mute now until he's calmed down.
Normally, I have to do that because it's Benji barking.
Yeah, there should be a conversation between Hamish and Benji.
I'm surprised Benji hasn't come running in here. Okay, then. So,
Marley.
Mr.
Show
Marley.
Gary where
Oh,
you got
look at that.
Yeah, I know. So I'm sort of running out of things to do with it as well. So I've got a let me draw your attention to the Stepney. Yeah. So anyway, as you see it.
Well
Sorry?
played. Well played, sir.
Yes.
I have not embellished it. Oh my god! I just broke that back wheel off. That's okay. I've got something to do now.
Yeah, get the Stepney quickly.
Yeah, put the Stepney on it.
Click up. Put the Stepney on the outside of the wheel.
I like the dust.
Loving the weathering on that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
So like that. So it's it's small. It's a vignette.
Yes.
And like it's got like a kangaroo on the door.
Yeah.
Small but perfectly formed.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
So they're lovely little models, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Say again.
Lovely little models.
Oh, they are. They go together very well. So I'm just gonna. I don't know what I can do really. I have run out. I did go to a shop after the funeral today. Look for. There's a place that sells more diorama stuff that.
Some
called,
foliage
this
and
is
stuff.
it, in fact, that place in Arimba. It's about 100 kilometers south of me. And dropped in there, and he didn't have any sort of deserty sort of stuff. So I'm just going to sort of play around a bit, but that's my little thing, and I'm quite happy with it. To the point that it looks like somebody else built it because it's pretty good.
You did a really good job, buddy.
There you have.
Excellent.
The weathering on that is really, really nice.
It is.
Oh crikey! So Will just rolled away under the bench. So
here we
go
go.
to Mikey while I
Wouldn't
retrieve
be a
that.
show if John hadn't lost something. So, Mikey.
There's mine.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, now look at that.
So I'm going to put some sand and dust on it today.
Yeah. I like the foliage coming out the
That's superb, isn't it? That's lovely.
Yeah.
Do you know what that's missing? A chicken. It should have a chicken on it.
A chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, you've torn the.
I need to take all this tape off as well because,
or as they say down under, a chuck.
I need to take all this tape off as well because if you look underneath, if I'm careful, it's that I painted the inside and it's clear, so the outside will be polished black.
Nice.
Very good. Very good. And well, that leaves us with mine.
So
where are you up to, Gary?
Well, where I was at the end of 2 weeks ago. Let me just
Other than upside down.
Other than upside down. Well, don't worry, I can flip that. There you go.
There we go.
No, that is no. It's upside down now.
No, the vehicle's the right way up. The model.
Yeah, but the numbers aren't.
That's right.
Hammer's in the wrong place.
So there's a Stepney on the side of mine.
Oh.
It still needs weathering. But basically
You've all got Stepneys.
the model is done. And I really enjoyed that. That's the second Model T I've done from ICM. and I have to say, they've knocked it out of the park. They really have.
Definitely.
And the base, I don't know how far I got. Excuse me. Last time, I put sculptor mold on this bit of tree that I got from the local charity that does woodlands work, whose name I have completely forgotten. Never mind. Put some sculptor mold over the top, and then I sprayed it with, would you believe, Model Air wood to get that orangey colour of the what I perceive the Australian outback looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And John will probably tell me it doesn't look anything like it.
Well, there's different bits that are different colours. It's okay.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do today is I've got some rockage.
Yes.
And I'm going to oh bloody hell.
Do you know what I used for the rocks, Gary?
What's that?
Fish gravel.
M&M's?
Fish tank
Fish gravel.
Yeah.
Oh.
You get a 2 kilo bag of it for like £6.
I will look into that. But I'm just gonna have them sort of.
You've got all the different colours and shapes then.
Yeah, I'm gonna have it sort of like that, but I want some foliage, just a little bit.
Yeah.
In amongst the crackage.
Like where's your kangaroo going?
The kangaroo, when I 3D print it, will be going. Well, I'll probably have that like that. To be honest, I'll have it in
the Marley car.
Well, not memory, but in as an homage to Mr. Marley, I'll have the kangaroo in front of the car.
Looking terrified.
It's me.
Funnily enough, we did a sticker just like that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Look out, Marley's about, and it's a Model T being driven at a load of kangaroos.
Yeah. I can't show you mine. I've got it stuck on the inside of my model cabinet on the outside of the garage. The garage, incidentally, is where you keep the hammers.
Yes.
So yeah, that's where I'm at. So today it'll just be fiddling around with that.
Well, whilst you three crack on, by the way, love the t-shirt, Gary. From the merch store. No, stroke the badge, not your nipple, Gary.
Oh,
yeah.
What? Are they down there? Oh. Oh.
Old man problems.
The better looking Marley just updated his profile picture, but like how
I
good
saw
is
that. Excellent.
Very.
How good is beer? In an Aussie accent.
Yeah.
Did it do okay? How good is beer?
Yeah.
That's how Aussies talk.
I added 4 new designs to the merch store last night as well. So that makes 39 designs on there now.
Wow.
And I've just dribbled juice.
Yeah, there's... Oh, and at the minute, everything is 25% off on stickers, T-shirts, and all sorts.
Yeehaw.
There we go. Right, so once you three crack on, I'm going to catch up with the chat because we've got loads of chat to catch up on.
Most of it for John Marley fan club.
Yes. But John Marley's going to keep answers short and succinct today once I get through the chat. Not going to go on 20-minute rants and rambles. Just whilst we're catching up anyway. Okay, here we go. G3 or G cubed says, "Good day, Mikey, Gary, John, Tiff, and the rest of this cast of the BBC. I'm getting early with the comments to make up for the degrading transmissions from this end. Only had 3 seconds of 10 to reply. Why? Are you on the Starship Enterprise or something?
He's in
Voyager?
South Korea, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's in South Korea. Well, I hope he's
Well,
not in North Korea.
That's pretty much Voyager, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he says, your hilarious bagging each other was really funny to watch. We stayed up all night here watching the reruns with my staff. A real workout translating."
Translating our buffoonery into Korean.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd imagine at the end of it, they would have said, no wonder you left.
Did you have to pause it just to get your breath back?
So then there must be people in Korea now walking around going, "Shut the fuck up, John."
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be funny? Like you see it on the side of buildings.
Your face on soapboxes and everything. Like in
You
the
can probably make some money out of that. Mikey, you should look into South Korea and Japan and all that for marketing, because you see Japanese and Korean tourists coming to London. They have the weirdest shit on their T-shirts because it looks cool, even though the English to us is like, why, be brave, disseminate, or be like the cat. And there was, why have you got that? So STFU, John, it's got to be a winner.
Well, the cat thing is because it's a symbol of good luck, isn't it? In China.
Get Gary to see if he can get a marketing agent for you in South Korea, in Seoul, and set that up. I reckon you can make $1 million out of that.
Yeah. Let's take this channel to all new heights.
Absolutely.
Well, let's get it out the gutter at least.
Yeah. G Cube says not had the chance to chase up leads for contacting John, but think we may have a solution to suggest, John. I have a trip to Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne coming very soon.
Yeah, 3 good friends of mine.
Says, would you consider meeting up at a place near you, say an intersection I can set GPS to? I'll pass on my details, photos, which you can post via emails to others. You could always do it at Fighter World or something.
Oh, yeah. That's right. That they have a Mirage there or two. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can show him around and stuff.
Well, he could show me around.
Well, yeah. He says, would you consider us to being online to annoy the others from your office? From the office, home, or pub? I think we could up the antics. It would be fair. Ha ha ha. Cheers. G3 K-Jazz. K-Gaz.
K-Gaz. Like it.
K-Gaz. Yeah, I like that. I like that, K-Gaz.
Yeah. And he says, good day, Mikey. The term 3 squadron driver is slang for guy steering the racing jet around an invisible racecourse in the sky, aka dogfighting, and shell tanker drivers called as steerers. Yeah, see, this is where I got confused, because in the army, obviously a driver is an actual trade.
Yeah, but in a flying squadron, a driver is an actual trade.
Yeah.
Yes.
We had drivers and conductors on Hercules.
Yeah.
Well, conductor was the airload master.
There's actually a trade in the army that is actually called driver. That's its official title. Driver radio operator.
Yeah. Hercules was driver, second dickey, and conductor was the crew.
And then you had self-loading freight if you were taking passengers.
Which was us. Yeah.
Yeah, that was me.
Self-ejecting freight in Gary's case.
Yeah. Most of the time, they just called me Cockspank.
Yeah. Dieter says, greetings. On my way to prep for next weekend near Schoolfest. Cool. Duke says, good day, all you beautiful people. Hello, Duke. Matt says, hi, everyone. Hello, Matthew.
Hello, Matthew.
David says, hello, all. We'll be popping misses to a friend shortly. We'll be back as soon as possible. Awesome. Remember, you do have to stop the car, David. You got to stop the car to let her out. You can't just slow down.
Tuck and roll.
June says, morning.
I should have said that earlier.
He screams, red on.
Joe says, good morning.
Hello, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Julian, hope you're doing well today.
Yeah, I'm seeing Julian today. Yeah.
Tiff says, YouTube has added XP. Ooh. I guess the more you chat, the more XP you get. That's weird. That's pretty cool, actually. It encourages people to chat more, doesn't it?
Oh, I got a message from YouTube. It says STFU.
Dieter said, no, Gary said, waiting for the boss to press the go live button. Why didn't you do it as your channel?
We didn't have access. We can't do it here.
No. Gary's got...
Because I did it on my phone. I did it on my phone.
There we go. Ian says, yes, what the hell? Just trying to work out why my XP is at 0 as I was the first to test it months ago. Thank you. Julie says, XP, I thought that was a version of Windows. Joe, yeah, that scared me. Thought my government was watching me.
They are.
Yes. Have you never heard of the guy that had to go running to Russia to hide? Tiff says, anyway, good afternoon, people. Hope you all have a good day. I'm traveling to see my nana, so I shan't be here today. Don't forget to hit that lube button. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, I haven't said it yet today. Don't forget, people, lube and subscribe.
Yeah. Matthew says, if you click on it, it opens a window. There is a question mark at the top right that tells you more.
Ooh.
I'll have to have a look at that. Junior says, oh, the 50 XP thing. What's that? Matthew says, I have lubed. No idea what Super Chat is, though. Modders says, Super Chat is a paid message to Mikey that gets highlighted. Yes. It helps to support the channel. Ian says, thanks, Matthew. Makes sense now. Cheers. Matthew says, thank you, Tiff. So they are encouraging spam chat. Emoji laugh. Tiff says there's going to be a competition to see who can get the highest. June says, Super Chat, the dollar thing is a way to donate to the channel. Yeah. So whatever you put on a Super Chat, you give me 70% of it, or they give the channel 70% of it. Tiff says, I have 75 XP. I wish you'd stop banging up there. Ian says, me too. I think she's just fallen, actually.
Who?
Seconds. Kaylee.
All right, you want me to take over?
Please.
Okay. Stand by. God.
Ian says, me too.
Ian says, me too. So I'm just trying to find out where we've got to.
Yeah, I can't click on them.
God, there we are. Oh, I can't click on these.
No.
Okay, but I can read them out.
It's all right. It turns out she just chucked something down the stairs.
Oh, right, okay. I couldn't actually click on the comments, Mikey, so...
It's all right, buddy.
So is Morgan okay then?
No, Morgan, Kaylee. Morgan's in school.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So she didn't throw Morgan down the stairs. Okay, good.
No. To be fair, Morgan's bigger than her now, so...
Yeah. Right then.
He's coming to stop over, actually, for a week from next Wednesday.
Oh, lovely.
So he's got 2 days in school, and then he'll be here for the Monday and Tuesday stream. His nan and granddad's going on a cruise.
I need to find.
June says, morning, Mikey, Gary squared, and evening, John. Ian says, it resets every stream. There you go. Yeah, man. June says, me 3. Bill says, good day all. Only have a few minutes again. Lunchtime is busy time. Hello, buddy. Aaron Bill says, hello all. I'm in the garden doing stuff. How are you all? Hello, Gary Morris. Thanks for the chat and advice at Key Model World.
Oh, lovely.
Hello, Aaronville. How the hell are you?
Gary, nice you've been useful.
Steady on. Steady on.
Don't tell Marion.
Don't tell Marion, for God's sake. Yeah, it was nice to meet you, Aaronville. And
I'm really looking to Telford and getting to meet everyone.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. Ian says, "Oh, hello everyone on panel and chat."
Hello, Ian.
Hello. Hey, Ian.
June says, "Now it says 75 XP. I'm guessing it shows what the last person to join has." I don't know. Tiff says, "No, it shows your XP, Julian. Then if you click on it, it shows a leaderboard." Oh wow. June says, I'm guessing that's not Nursey from Blackadder 2 on account of the lack of pantomime cow costume.
That's right.
Others. You go have others.
Modders has done a £2 super chat. just because I miss my big brothers. Oh, thank you, Lily.
Oh,
You are awesome. Julian says, "Tip: if you miss them, work on your aim."
Fair enough.
in my recent tidy up, I've forgotten where I put my foliage.
Julian says there isn't a Hamish shut the fuck up sticker.
No, there's not. There should be. Although it's very good generally.
Yeah, we never hear Hamish.
I'm sure I could probably sort something out if you wanted, Gary.
No, it's fine. He's a good lad. He's a good little boy. He's all right. You don't have to shout off him.
Ian says, Tiff said competition, Mikey. I will get to that in a minute because there is an update on it. Tiff says, ooh, Ian, you tattletale. And Julie says, all those dioramas look awesome. Bloody good work, guys. Thank you, Julie.
Thanks, Julian. Cheers, man.
And Ian's done a £2 super chat. Thank you very much, Ian. It's very kind of you. Ian says, and I'm lubed.
Excellent. Glad to hear it.
He's greasing himself up for the chat again.
Yeah.
June says, oi, Tiff, mentioned the competition is Hagrid's job or Duke's and mine. Ian says, is laughing. Julian, kitty litter is good for scale rocks. Alternatively, blah, blah,
Absolutely.
blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
Preferably unused kitty litter.
Well, you can. I get the silicon one.
Avoid the yellow kitty litter.
Yeah. Avoid the brown one as well. Yeah. You can get the silicon crystal ones.
Yeah, you can.
Jim says hello to all in chat. Hello.
Good day, Jim. How is it in Chicago today?
Yeah. And to our gracious host. See, I told you we had a load of chat to catch up on. We're only on 12:19 now.
Yeah. We better do some modelling soon as well.
Well, this is what I'm saying. If you guys want to do modelling, I'll just go on with the chat.
Okay.
Otherwise, we may be here all day.
Well,
Mikey says, John Marley's got to keep answers short and succinct today. Yeah, good luck with that, Mikey. It's okay. I have a mute button. Ian says, wow, that's cheaper than the Happy Shopper kitty litter from the local shop. Oh, wait, it's £2.89 for 8 litres. Yeah, you get all the different colours and shapes and things, so you don't have to paint them. Jim says, Gary Morris, good to see you again today. Gary, T-shirt is okay. Just okay.
Just okay.
Yes. I'm back from my little hiatus.
Yeah. Did you wear that whilst you're on holiday, Gary?
No, funnily enough, I wore my new button-up shirt, which has a hurricane on it.
Ooh.
And a couple of new polo shirts that I bought for the event.
Yeah. Nice.
I've just found some of this.
Ooh.
Oh, luckers.
Yeah, I might use this.
Julian says, 2 men arranging to meet up at a random petrol station. Nothing at all dodgy about that.
Yes. Oh.
Tiff says, I paid £2.20 in Lidl for kitty litter. 8 kilos. There we go. Ian says, confused why it says 8 litres. Nowhere on the packaging does it confirm the weight in kilos. 8 kilos, 8 litres is quite a bit of weight. Julian says, well, yeah. Julian says, bloody good price, Tiff. I should have followed my own advice. Duke says, hey, Julian, hope that you don't mention anything about contest. Julian, no, I haven't mentioned any competition, Duke, nor have I asked when it starts. Not that I know, of course. Mikey, help, please. Scale Modeling Twins, the git in the bottom left, says there's a competition.
It's competition?
Apparently.
Yeah.
Ian, hang on a minute. It says boost your XP by Super Chat. Yeah, I've gone down the leaderboard. It's probably because people are commenting more as well. Jim says, Ian, greetings and happy Friday to you all. Are you trying to buy yourself up the leaderboard, Ian? That's cheating.
Mercenary get you.
Nothing sus.
Duke says, Ian, there's always time for lube.
Are we back to two men meeting up at a petrol station again?
No, this is the guy that watches people sleeping.
Yes.
Jimmy says, morning, afternoon, Jim Stripe Skunk. Ian says, thanks, Jim. Happy Friday to you. Hobby Time says, hi, guys. Hi, Hobby Time.
Hi, Hobby Time.
Jim says, greetings, Julian. Ooh, shit. Hobby Time says, hi, Jim. And hi, Julian. Jim says, hey, Hobby Time. Tiff says, out of all of us who buy kitty litter, I'm probably one of like 3 who actually own a cat. Yes. Julian says, if I recall correctly, 1 milliliter equals 1 gram. I suppose it depends.
Of water.
Yes.
At 10, is it 10 or 15 degrees Celsius or something? There's a international standard for that.
Yeah.
Distilled water.
Yeah.
Pete Pablo says, hi all, the name of the charity Gary got his wood from is called Small Woods. Great stream, guys. Thank you very much, Pete.
Hello, Pablo. How are you, mate? He's one of my the beneficiaries at the face-to-face sessions we do in Telford.
Oh, very cool.
Oh, excellent.
And we've now got a WhatsApp chat, and I advertised we were going live on there today. So,
well done.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah, welcome.
Great you're here, Pablo.
Yeah. Nice to have you join us. Don't forget to lube and subscribe. Ian says, and by that I mean like and subscribe. I don't mean turn up at Gary's next face-to-face or covered in lube.
No.
Because that may not be a face-to-face. It may be face-to-someone else.
You go to shake his hand and, what the hell, dude?
Pablo is a very, very important member of this face-to-face sessions. He brings the milk.
Oh,
does he bring the hobnobs, though?
Well, we've got plenty of hobnobs.
June says, hi, Hobby Time. Ian says, no, Mikey, I'm testing the XP algorithm. Ooh. Well, test away. Tiff says, welcome, Pete. So, Pete, if you don't know, Tiff is the moderator. She's normally in the background in here, doing all comments and that for us so that we can carry on modeling.
And stopping me singing.
Yes. David says, hi, I'm back now. Hi, David. You didn't stop, did you? You forgot to stop to let her out.
Green on, go.
Duke says, is that right? That's the...
He's boosting his XP.
You the hi your XP.
Nothing sus.
Jim says, Gary Morris, everything is per usual in the Chicagoland area. Big event is the White Sox Cubs Crosstown Classic series this weekend.
You never know. The Pope might even drop in.
David says, Tiff, I also have a cat. She is about 18 years old.
Wow.
Joe says, haha, funny Duke. David says, lol. Pete says, we all have our part to play. And hi, Tiff, thanks for the welcome. Yeah. June says, the XP algorithm is weird, Ian. It says Gary Markham is top. No offense, Gary, you're not as mouthy as some of us for me, instance. But he did write loads of comments at the beginning as well, though. Don't forget.
Yeah, and they were at 03 something in the morning, so...
Yeah. Tiff says, yep, normally there, but travelling on a bus right now to visit me nana. Aw, bless you.
Oh, we caught up with the chat.
No.
We haven't caught up with the chat.
Tiff says, David, my willow is 2 tomorrow.
That
sounds like a euphemism.
Yeah. Oh.
Right. Now that we're caught up on chat, I can actually tell you what I was going to say. So,
what were you going to say, Mikey?
I have finally been in communications with the mystery judge for the members only part of the competition, and they have agreed to help out.
Excellent.
So the competition starts today. Today, people. So basically, you have the general subscribers part. So if you're a beginner, then you build an Airfix starter kit. However you want. It doesn't have to be as the box. Just build the starter kit. When you're finished, take 2 photos of it and send it to me so that I can number it and things like that. If you're not a beginner, then you got to do an Airfix starter kit in a diorama. So those 2 sections will be getting judged by Mr. Malcolm Childs and Mr. James Skiffins of Models for Heroes and the JMC podcast. And then we're going to have a separate members one where you do whatever entry you want. If you remember, you can put it into that. And it's going to be a mystery judge. I know who it is. And the guys know who it is, I think.
I do.
But you won't know until we do the winner's announcement on Wednesday, the 25th of June. And there are going to be prizes.
Prizes! Prizes! Yes, Prince Frostbeard! Prizes!
Yes.
Prizes.
So, yeah.
I'll just get my gold lame jacket out.
I'm going to have to. I've got a month to save up to buy the prizes.
To keep giving him them super chats.
Well, the thing is, right? I was expecting to get paid from YouTube this month, and then use this month and next month to sort of pay for it. But because when you're getting paid by YouTube, you have to earn over a certain amount before they'll pay you. I was £2 short of that amount last month, so I won't get paid this month. It'll just get added to next month. So yeah, so I'm gonna have to save up and buy the prizes.
While that diorama base the glue is drying, I am going to do some weathering.
Ooh.
I'm going to open my can of pop now that I finally bought up with
Can
it.
of pop. So the competition starts today.
Yes,
And runs until
the 25th.
of this month.
No, next month, you fool.
Oof. For God's sake, man!
Yeah. The members part is the 25th.
Well, I'm excluded from the competition because I haven't got a starter kit. I've got a 1/72 Airfix kit.
Well, you can for the members one. I think it's 1/72. Saying that, if you had 1/72, 1/72 planes aren't that big.
It's not a
pretty
plane.
much
Depends on the plane.
It's not a plane.
No. But what I'm thinking is all the start kits are 1/72 or 1/76 anyway.
Yeah.
So what we could do for the members is just say 1/72 or 1/76 kit.
We're changing the rules after the competition has started.
Because I think it's only fair that you get to join in as well.
Shropshire Modelling Society will go apoplectic.
I don't care about that. I'm not in Shropshire for a start.
It's up to you, but I was quite happy to recuse myself because I build for me. I don't enter competitions normally. I'm only doing it because it's us. So
yeah. Well, it's up to you.
Okay.
Because I do think I think you should be able to get something back out of the channel as well, Gary, because you've put quite a lot into helping me.
I do get stuff back out the channel. I get the joy of 2 or 3 days a week talking to you guys. Oh, good morning,
only when you turn up.
I'm filling up. All right, I had 2 days off.
We have more comments. Oh my goodness! All right. Aaronville says, Gary Morris, I went to the range for spray clear varnish, found out have to buy it online. Is this still okay for spraying before decals? Then we'll need to do the panel lines on Delta Dagger 144.
Well, when I was saying about varnish, this is a conversation myself and Aaronville were having at Key Model World. I would use that AK gloss varnish before you put the decals on.
Yeah.
So gloss it with that, decals on. Then when the decals have bedded down and are sorted, I would then go over it with a flat varnish to take that gloss off of it.
See, what I do is I use satin varnish first.
You can use satin. I've never, and it could be just the way I operate because I'm a bit of a numpty, but I've not had the best results with the satin varnish as I have with gloss.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Duke says, John, how did you do your weathering? We'll come back to that in a sec. I know John will take about 15 minutes.
I don't have to be here, you know.
Duke says, I don't want to do the competition now. Mate, don't worry about it. If you want to take part, take part. Because you're in the Southern Hemisphere, and Mr. Marley, aka Scale Modelling Tools, has very kindly offered to sort out the prizes for the Southern Hemisphere if someone from the Southern Hemisphere wins. Which is very kind of you, John. Thank you.
Oh, I've lied before.
Yeah. Ian says, if you want your chat to be seen and not disappear, I find after 6 a.m. UK time is roughly the right time for the comments to stick. There we go. Modders knows who the mystery judge is. Ian's laughing at Duke. Junior says, back now. PC had a cow, so I had to reboot. Did Mikey did mention the competition? I'll scroll. Care is here now, plus lunchtime. Okay, buddy. Jim says, I stepped out while she made your announcement, Mikey. Could you briefly repeat? Did everyone sort of leave the room at the same time? Okay, so the competition is starting today, Jim, and it's going to run till the 25th. So
of next month.
You'll get your entries in. What I want you to do is take 2 photos of your entry and send them to me so that I can write a list. I can put a number on the photos and then write a list of which number belongs to which person. So that way the judges don't know who the entries are from. Don't post them anywhere. Just send them to me on my email, which is beardedveteranCreates@outlook.com. If you want to do beginner, if you're a beginner modeler, you just do an Airfix starter kit. If you want to do, if you're not a beginner, then you need to do an Airfix starter kit in a diorama or vignette. And then you also have the members part, which is the same. You can enter a 172nd kit into, or 176, depending on your fancy, into the members only competition, which will be judged by a mystery judge, which the guys know, but you lot won't until we do the members only live stream on the 25th.
Can I just ask for a clarification of something, Mikey?
Yep.
By starter set, are you including things like the gift sets that Audi and Lidl were selling off, like the Series 1 72nd scale with the paintbrush and all that? Does that count as a starter set? Because
I'd
it's
say
like
so.
a lot of people would have got, especially newbies, would have got those, and I haven't got any starter sets, and that's all I've got as well.
I would say so because it's pretty much a starter set anyway, isn't it?
It is. It is. They're Series 1 essentially, and they come with paintbrush and all the rest of it. So
yeah,
cool.
So I would say so. As long as it's not like one of those gift sets that's like a load of jets together and things like that.
Yeah, or the Concorde gift set or something like that, I guess.
Yeah.
One of the Audi or Lidl offer ones, I guess.
Yeah, as long as it's Airfix and it's like the 172nd scale.
Yeah, perfect. Good.
Yeah. So there will be prizes.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Prizes.
Prizes.
I won't be entering because I don't want to win, because it just means I'd have to buy myself a kit, and I don't want to do that.
And nor will I, because same's.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, John.
Hello.
Yeah, you sent me those pictures of the engine. This is where it's at the moment.
Oh, well, that's working.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, very good.
So that's on its way now, getting there.
Good.
So use the sort of stainless steel over most of it, and then I've put a very light coat of like engine exhaust soot over the cans to give them a bit of a sort of slightly rusted look, which is sort of came across from the photos you sent over.
Nice.
So
Gary had asked for photos of one of the centrifugal, whichever one you want to say, engines, one of the early Rolls-Royce ones, and so this is a photo I sent him. So he's obviously copied that and done a sterling effort, I should say.
Thank you.
But yeah, this is all just covered in oil and GAC and preservation stuff. It's it's not museum quality because no one sees it, but yeah, it's the inside of a that's the accessory drive in the front of the intake of the engine, and like that.
Beautiful, lovely job.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thanks, for that, mate. That's helps a lot. Really has.
Duke says,
doing these as well.
Duke says, I was only joking, Mikey. I have my stuff ready to go. Ha 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 ha. Joe says, Mikey, photos of before or during the work or finished. If you want to do one during the work and one finished, that's great. But it needs to be at least one of them needs to be the finished model. So, like I'll say it again, if you're a beginner, just do the model. If you're not a beginner, yeah, it has to be in a vignette. But you need to tell me which category you want to be in. Also, there's going to be, because we all know little Nia, who's Dieter's daughter, because she's only little, she's too young to join in the Discord and things. So, as a way of her being able to join in, we've agreed to let her judge her own little part of the competition as well. So all entries are going to be submitted to Nia as well, and she's going to pick 3 winners, and they're going to get a special sticker that we've designed just for her.
Oh,
to give away.
Excellent.
That's cool.
So you can have a sticker for your mat. There we go. And it's going to be called the Nia the Space Huntress Awards.
Excellent.
Nice.
Because that was what she wanted to call it. Aaronville says, thanks, Gary. AK gloss, then decals, then AK flat. Do I use microset sol as well? I'm using paint on the model. What about panel lines?
Microset and sol. Microset goes on first when you put the decals down, and then when they've gone down a bit, put the sol over the top. They'll wrinkle up, and you'll think, "Oh my God, what's going wrong?" But then they'll sort themselves out. Then do the flat wash, the flat coat over the top of that. With regards to panel lines, I generally do the panel lines and the wash after I've done the flat coat. Depends. What complicates it slightly is if you want your panel lines to run further, they'll go better on a gloss finish. So you could do your panel lining while the gloss is on, and then when it's all dried and you've sorted out your panel lines and all that, then put the flat coat on over the top of that. But I generally do it the other way because I'm lazy.
There's 16 people watching and only 11 have lubed.
Oh my God.
And apparently at the minute, David is first in the community leaderboard. G3 is second. Joe is third. Matthew fourth. Duke fifth. It's Julian 6th, Jim 7th, Ian is 8th, Hobby Time 9, Tiff 10, Aaron 11, Pete is 12, Dieter is 13, John is 14, and Phil is 15.
Ah, I'm winning.
Yeah.
No.
So, yeah. Jim says, "Thank you, Mikey. You are welcome, buddy." I'll write up the rules and stuff so they can put them in Discord and on the Facebook page.
Rules?
Make it a little bit more concise and easy to understand. Because I'm not great with words.
Getting a bit serious, this.
Well, yeah. I've got to look kind of professional, right?
Why start now?
Blimey, yeah. Why start now?
Professional.
This for a year.
Speaking of professional, next Tuesday, Gary has his live stream as well. Mr. Evans.
In the evening, yeah.
Yeah. So you get...
With moderator Mikey in progress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You get 2 live streams on Tuesday.
2 live streams. 2 live streams for the price of 1, you lucky people.
Yeah. And next Wednesday, I might do this month's members only live stream as well. Yeah.
Ooh, it's all
well, I need to because I missed last month, so I need to make sure I do at least 1 this month. I do apologise for missing it last month. It got away from me last month. Jim says, Duke, whilst reading the chart of Australian spiders you posted in Discord, Spider-Man theme kept running through my mind. Ian says, I'm not a beginner, but I've never done a vignette. Would a photo of the model in the litter tray be acceptable?
Yeah, it worked for me. That's what I would do.
And he says, litter try. I'm not from Birmingham. I meant
litter Troy. Litter Troy.
Aaronville says, thanks for the advice. By the way, these dreams are great. Like being down the model club. Oh. Kaylee just came crashing into the door.
Oh, dear.
She bought me a brew. Thank you, Kaylee. Thank you, love. She's a good one.
She is. That girl's a keeper. I've only done a little bit of light weathering, but I have. I don't know whether the camera's picking that up. I have weathered the tyres a little bit. There's got some dirt in the back.
Duke says, Jim, ha ha ha. I thought you might like to know that there aren't too many bad spiders in Australia. Ha ha ha.
Nah, we like them.
Aussie Ian's in. He says, good evening, all. Happy Friday.
Hello, Ian.
We're taking over the Australasian sort of area, aren't we?
Yeah.
Australia, Tasmania, New Zealand, South Korea. We're doing well.
So can we say we're big in South Korea?
Gary K-pop. Aaronville says, I mean these live streams. Yeah.
Yeah, we know what you meant.
Yeah. They do seem like bad dreams sometimes.
Oh, yes, that was spot on.
Right. Where's my son? I can actually get on with some model making. White, yellow, ochre for sound effects. It's an hour in it, and I'm only getting to do any modelling.
Yeah.
Well, let's see it goes.
Yeah.
That's the way the schmucky crumbles.
Yeah. Well, I don't mind. It's all fun, isn't it?
It's all fun until someone gets poked in the eye.
Yeah.
Didn't realise the Model P ambulance had sidewinders attached.
It did, yeah. Yeah. it was like that whole sort of Angel of Mons myth. There was a heavy German attack, and then suddenly all these sidewinders just appeared from nowhere through a wormhole.
Gary, that would be such an awesome kit bash for you to do.
How do you think the Red Baron was finally shot down, eh? Rifle fire from the ground? Give me a rest.
Gary, that would be an awesome kit bash for you to do. Get a Model T and just up armor it.
Hey, talking of Model Ts and more importantly ICM, because these are ICM ones, I see they're bringing out a Halifax. No, it's not. It's a Hamden, isn't it?
Hamden.
Yeah, they're bringing out a Hamden. I'm going to have to get one of them.
They're going to be doing two. There's the bomber and the torpedo bomber versions are the ones coming out towards the end of this year. Cool.
Yeah. Late Q3 or something.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think that they're hoping they'll be available for November.
Ooh, what happens in November?
I can't remember. There's some sort of show somewhere.
Morgan's birthday's in November.
Who again?
Morgan's birthday's in November, the same
Well,
week
yeah.
as our little excursion.
Our little annual meet-up at
Yes.
Scale Model World.
We meet up at the bar in Telford.
Yeah.
There's a bar at Telford?
It's a good bar.
Yeah. Yes, John. You walked past it several times.
Yeah.
Camden Hells they had last time. Very nice.
Yeah, and the time before they had Goose Island Midway.
Yeah.
I couldn't have a drink because I was driving.
I could. I live in Telford.
Or I could have one pint this year, couldn't I? Because if I'm there all day, it should be.
I shall not condone.
See, if they did alcohol-free beer, we could sit at the
They
bar.
probably do.
Yeah.
They probably do in there.
Mm.
You got Guinness Zero.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we can all have a beer then.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. Or Gary could prize himself out of his hotel for one night of the weekend, and we could all meet up at the pub.
I'm not in a hotel this time. I'm in an Airbnb.
Ah,
With
Do you know who he's in the Airbnb with?
yeah.
Skiffins, Lisa, Carl.
Steve.
Mind you have got your own resident cooks that stay in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gee, if you mentioned the better-looking Marley and you're co-bunking with him, I'd be a little bit put out.
We've got to wait 2 years yet for that, haven't we?
Yeah. Oh, but I'm probably a step closer to going because my darling wife is going to Iceland with her sister.
Oh, nice.
Jesus.
No, ice.
Get to Iceland.
Iceland is beautiful.
Well, she wants to go and make them an offer before another politician does.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The problem with Iceland is the first three letters of its name.
Well,
Yeah.
Iceland.
Cold. No, thank you.
Well, it's a pretty good shop, but I wouldn't say it's beautiful.
Iceland is going shopping.
I was at a shop.
I mean, Jake's just come back from a cruise to Norway, and no.
Whoops, a daisy.
No way.
Ooh, wow, that's strong smelling.
There's a place you can go in Iceland where you can go into a volcano. It's an extinct volcano.
Thank God for that.
Dormant, anyway.
Yeah.
But normally, either volcanoes, when the magma underneath them becomes less active, it either sort of solidifies and it's like a solid plug and you can't go into it.
Yeah.
Or the magma goes away and it doesn't support the crater and all that, and the crater collapses and creates a caldera. Well, this particular volcano is just right between the two. So it didn't have the magma chamber filled when it solidified, but it didn't collapse either. So you get into like the things they use for getting window cleaners up and down high-rise blocks, those big things.
Oh, yeah.
You get in one of those and you go down into the volcano, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It's so surreal. And it's like it's like big enough to put the Statue of Liberty inside. It's immense, but it is such a buzz to go down there, and all the mineralization around it is really colourful. It's absolutely exquisite place to go. Iceland is just packed with really cool things to see, really good things to see. I love it. I'm going back as soon as I can.
Nice. We've got a great chat to catch up with again.
Lovely people too.
I went to the Cotswolds.
David says we'll have to get a starter set this week then. Yeah. Join in, buddy. Anvil says, I mean these live streams. Yes.
Yeah.
Duke says, Gary, you mean that you are big boys in South Korea?
I see what you did there.
Better than being big boys than lady boys.
Moving on.
To each your own.
Yes. That is not anything to do with trans. It's just a thing in Thailand. Ian says, it looks like Gary Morris is modelling on the back of a Jaffa cake.
Well, funny old thing. When I showed someone the base the other day, they said, "Oh, it's a hobnob."
Yeah.
So I have got some smaller, obviously unpainted, but
do you know what you could do, Gary?
go on.
Print off some little cylinders and some little hobnob wrappers and put them in the back, so it's like crates of hobnobs in there.
What, in the back of this?
Yeah, so it's carrying
I
hobnobs.
could do.
That could be one of the hobnob bills then.
Yeah, could do.
I've got
An extra hobnob build for Telford. Yeah.
Oh.
It should have Tim Tams in though, shouldn't it?
Yeah, but it'll annoy John if you do hobnobs.
But if I put a packet of, if I put a box of hobnobs and a box of Tim Tams in there.
I've just got pigment fix on my hands and it bloody stinks.
Or I could just put penguins in.
It's like petrol. Ian says, it looks like Gary Mars smiling back with Jaffa cake. Ian, Aaronville says, hey, what's the next group project you'll do with the vignettes? Ooh, now.
Well,
we have got another build start. We're going to be announcing another build at the end of the show, which is going to be the Friday build to replace this one.
Yeah.
In terms of vignettes,
well, the new Friday build could go on a base, couldn't it?
Well, it could, but if you think about it, the big boy locomotive on a Thursday will be a vignette.
Yeah, because we announced that yesterday, didn't we? That the new Thursday build is the big boy locomotive, and that comes with track.
Yes.
So
and it comes with a track bed as well. So
we could, but my plan going forward is all my models will go on bases now.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, yeah. Which brings me to my next thing is obviously next week I'll be putting the affiliate links in for the kits if people want to join in and buy them. But of course, as ever, I have to do the Amazon mandatory thing.
Oh yes,
below the description is the affiliate link. If you click on it, it'll take you to the kit that we're making today. If you buy it through that, it won't cost you anything extra. But Amazon will just give me a small percentage to help to the channel. There we go.
And you actually get told off by Amazon if you don't say that.
Yes. I actually got a snotty email off them complaining that I hadn't said it. Yeah.
The cogs of industry and marketing, and
I blame that stupid ball game.
The which kit?
No, not Gary. Jeff.
Hey!
Boy. Tiff says, oi, you all are pushing me further down the leaderboard. David says, must say, had a good time with a group of Aussies and a couple of Kiwis when deployed on the ceasefire monitoring force in Rhodesia. They were just down the road from us. Ooh.
All right.
Ooh. That's where Rhodesia is what was.
Late 70s?
Now Zimbabwe, isn't it?
Yeah, late 70s it would have been, I guess.
Yeah.
Because that's where my granddad and my dad lived. My nan, obviously. Then Rhodesia, and then Zimbabwe. and then they moved to Zambia
Zambia.
because the crime was so bad in Zimbabwe that my granddad decided enough was enough, and he packed the kids up in the car and my nan, and they drove through the night to cross the border.
Remembered her then. That's good.
Yes.
Yeah, wow.
Part of the world I would really, really love to go to.
Yeah. Well, I remember my granddad and my nan telling us about that night, and he said, "Yeah, we drive through the night, and your nan was fast asleep in the passenger seat." He said, "And I didn't realise there'd been a flood." He said, "And I aquaplaned the Chevy."
Jesus.
He said, "I nearly came off the road." He said, "But I managed to control it in a way that didn't wake up your nan, so I didn't tell her." And she went, "You nearly crashed us, and you've never told me."
Oh,
I was like, "You guys want a minute?" Tiff says she's number 4 now. Ian says, "Why are we slipping down the leaderboard, Tiff?" Tiff says, "I don't know, Ian." Ian says, "You're 3rd, Tiff." Ian says, "Nope, make that 2nd." It says, "Ooh, I'm climbing both the leaderboard and the walls."
YouTube, what have you done with this XP thing?
Ian says, "You and David are on 150 XP. Jim says, "Gary Morris, how is Jake nowadays? I'm guessing he had a full recovery from his neck injury."
Jake is very well. Jake's well, I see he's very well. Yeah, his back and his neck problems they're still there, but he's been cleared to go back to doing whatever he wants to do.
Yeah.
However,
Which is terrifying his mum.
he did sustain an injury last night on his finger whilst using his VR set. So yeah, he's good. He's good, and I'm seeing him on Sunday, so that'd be nice. I haven't seen him for a while.
Yeah,
he's good.
Tiff says you never fully recover from a broken neck and back. Joe.
No, because the
always
the
a big
bit of,
point.
yeah, and the bit of Jake's neck that's broken and detached is now covered by muscle.
Yeah,
so it'll always be, as the surgeon said, you will always have a broken neck.
Yeah. Dorcosaurus says, "Good morning, afternoon, good peoples."
Oh, Dorcosaurus.
He obviously likes these later streams. There you go. Anvil says, "For John, England is a stop off on the way to Iceland." There we go. Well, I can go to Iceland. The headquarters is about 10 miles away from me.
Is that in case nobody got the joke the first time?
Yeah. But yeah, it is. It's in Connors Quay.
That's why mums go to Iceland.
Yeah. That's why the skanks go to Connors Quay.
Yeah.
Those that live in Connors Quay don't mean to insult you.
Hey, John.
Hello.
I think Gary's ring's bigger than yours.
And it's always plugged into the mains.
Yeah. I just seen your ring and it's very tiny.
Oh God. Jim says Mikey and the Vignettes.
The colour as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that band.
Yeah.
We've broken with Gary.
Yeah, not unusual to break me.
14 people have liked it now. Woo.
Right.
Yeah, yesterday he's got 25 likes. Did well.
Mad impetuous fools.
Yeah.
really...
Julian says,
"Go on,
Mikey, reference that wing. The only virgin left in South Wales was a block booking to be sacrificed. So I'll settle for tomato extra thin and prayers." Oh, God, I love the heathens. Averville says, "My model club says no base, no place. When displaying, makes sense. Tells a story."
Oh.
Yeah, I think it does.
There has been much controversy in the Shropshire locale with regards to modelling, displaying dioramas and vignettes.
Have any of them done bathroom display of a bathroom yet? Because they seem to spend time in there.
Yeah, that was very strange. No, they had a competition where they were told no dioramas, and then apparently the people that won it had done dioramas. So there was uproars.
I am not surprised. Duke says, "Well done, Mikey. You won't get told off." Well, hopefully. Julian says, "But at the end of the day, the worst they can do is go, we're not letting you do affiliate links anymore." And then I'll just go, okay, because I've only made like £1 something from it anyway, and that's only because Tiff bought a book through it. Julian says, "Blimey, I have 125 XP altogether now." Shut the fuck up, Julian. Ruffle. Duke says, "Oh dear, Tiff, I may have bumped you down a bit." Ha ha ha.
Hey, don't you be bumping our Tiff.
David says, "Yes, I was at Victoria Falls for 3 months. They had a bungalow at a village called Wanky." Yeah. I remember Grandad telling me about that, actually.
Oh,
You
dear.
can still speak a bit of Afrikaans. June says, "Because I'm a mouthy git, Duke, laugh out loud. I'm on 150 XP2. There you go. Duke says, "Gary, now we have another thing to be first at." Ha 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 ha. And June says, "Hi, Dorkosaurus." I can't wait to see what the chat count is on this stream. It's going to be interesting.
Do you reckon that's why they've done it?
Yeah, I think it is. Because a lot of people just watch chat and don't engage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is a good way of doing it, to be honest.
No, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure myself.
Well, it means I don't get to do any modelling, but yeah. TBG's in. He says, "Hi, everyone." Hi, TBG.
Hello, TBG.
Hello, TB.
Julian says, "Hi, TBG." I need something to be able to a little spoon or something. TBG says, "Hi, Julian." Tiff says there are a few on 150, Julian. And Arville says, "What models are you all working on in the stream now?" We are working on Ford Model Ts.
Yeah, I'm not.
Gary's working on his World War One, Iraq War crossover model.
Yeah, my sidewinders.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm working on something different as well, actually, being sneaky. I'm doing a Tester's Dauntless. It needs to be done by Sunday lunchtime. So I need to put my finger out because, as I say, it's a what's a word?
Model? Aeroplane?
No, it's a memorial build for a guy in our club that we went to a funeral for today. So yes,
it's a tribute build.
Tribute build.
So I want to get it done. So there's not much I could do on the Model T. So I better do some of this.
Fine, buddy.
Oh, there's by the way, it's a model show at the de Havilland Museum this Sunday at Hatfield. I was planning on going to, but my dear wife reminded me we have to be somewhere else, sadly. But yeah, so it's a model show in the de Havilland Museum. So they've got they've got 3 mosquitoes there, I think, including the prototype, and a whole load of other stuff. And they're having a model show amongst it, which sounds like a lot of fun. Actually, sad I'm missing
that. Duke says, "Mikey, we can just post more rubbish for you so we can get more points." You certainly could. Duke says, "Don't forget my question, John, about the weathering." Oh yeah, John, how did you do the weathering?
Okay. Well, do you mind if we wait till I get back to the bench and I could show you?
Yep.
I'll finish
No
what I'm
problem.
doing here, if that's okay, Duke.
TBG says, I was working on the Airfix Annie. Ooh.
Wow.
Okay.
June says, I think the XP thing is more because YouTube want more money from adverts than they want to pay creators more. Not that I'm cynical. It's nothing to do with adverts because there's no adverts on mine yet. Because I don't have anywhere near enough subscribers to put adverts on. Because I'm still on 621, I think. Oh no, 622 now. There we go. 622 subscribers. You need 1,000 for adverts. So, yeah, it'll make no difference. I think it is literally just to encourage people to engage more with the chat. Because obviously, the more people engage, the more the algorithms think, this is a popular channel. We need to promote this more.
Mm-hmm.
June says, Duke, we could.
Here we go.
Post one. Oh, freaking Nora. One post, one word. Oh, God damn it. Stop jumping. Just post one word. Oh, for fuck's sake. Bloody jumping about now. Send staff to film it, Waitrose. There we go. One word per line, Julian said. Ian says, I'd love to go to the de Havilland Museum. It's over a 5-hour drive, though. Yeah.
No, just down the road.
Duke says, in one word per line, which I'm not going to press on because it makes it jump about all over the place. Julian, I've already done it, but I think you were away from the computer. How come I am? Oh, God. I'll read out Joe's comment, otherwise we'll be here all day. Come on. Joe says, going to have to start working on my model for competition, 172 Tomahawk. I did that a few months at the beginning of the year. June will be a busy month. Golf tournaments in Texas and a trip to San Francisco to dog sit for sister-in-law. Ooh.
Oh, beautiful place. Been there.
TBG
not
says
your sister's place. No, somewhere different.
TBG says you need 1,000 subs and 4,000 hours. Yeah. I've got more than enough watch hours. I think I've got about 6,500, 7,000. It's just the subs that I need now. Julie says, I think we've broken Mikey Dukes. Oopsie. It's not me. It's the chat. It just bounces up and down.
Yeah.
Joe says, they'll be in Europe and it's cheaper to fly us in from New Orleans than pay a dog sitter. David says, Duke just wants a top position. Well, yeah. He spends all his time watching those people sleep. He dreams of being on top, so.
Oh, just so wrong.
On so many levels.
But it feels so right. I need some way of putting. Oh, be back in a second. I've got an idea.
So, Joe, tell me, does that mean that you live in New Orleans or you're in Texas if you're playing golf in Texas? Because we're going to New Orleans in year after next. We're being there. Is it or is it next year? No, it's next year. Next year, we've got to book the flights this month. So it's next year we're going to be in New Orleans. Looking forward to it. So you've got to tell me if there's anything cool to do there.
New Orleans. Loads of cool things to do in New Orleans.
No, if you'd let me finish, Mr. Morris. If that's things that aren't on TripAdvisor or whatever necessarily, because we're going to be arriving on a paddle boat from Memphis, going down the Mississippi.
Oh, wow!
And there's like lots of like American Civil War history down there, obviously as well. Which is going to be really cool. So we don't need the paddle boat ride. obviously. But yeah, it'd be cool to know. I know there's a really cool Second World War museum in New Orleans as well. So anything else you can think of that may be a little off the beaten track that we should do, then let me know. We have about 3 days there, I think, before we fly home. And you know, British Airways don't have a first class on the flight from New Orleans to London. They just don't have one. Yeah. Shocking.
Disgraceful.
Oh. How's the chap supposed to travel?
You go to Gracelands when you go to Memphis.
Huh?
You go to Gracelands when you go to Memphis.
Yeah, because the hotel, because you like join the tour for the ship, the paddle boat, the day before you actually get on the boat, and you'll assemble at a hotel that's included in the thing, and it's literally the other side of the road from Graceland.
Oh wow!
So we're directly there, and there's a bar and restaurant down the road from there, and they have this massive pink Cadillac limo, and you phone them up and they come and pick you up from the hotel.
Oh, cool!
I mean, it's just America on steroids. This is, and also on the way, because we're going. Essentially, we're going to fly to Washington DC, spend some time there, drive down to Kitty Hawk in North Carolina because I want to see where the Wright brothers stuff was.
No, I did the air traffic control for that.
Oh right, yeah.
I get that in before Mikey does.
Yeah. And then we go to Maria's got some family in North Carolina that we're going to stop off at. Then from there we're going to Nashville. Maria wants to go to Dollywood, and I quite fancy I don't like country or western particularly, but I thought I've got to try catch a show at the Grand Ole Opry just because you have to.
Or go to the Bluebird Cafe.
Big Bird Cafe. I'll make
Bluebird Cafe.
Okay. And then we go to Memphis, then down the river to New Orleans, then fly home. About 3 weeks or so we'll be away.
So cool.
Here we go.
Yeah, love it. So.
Right.
Raised in Texas. Good old boy.
Duke says, how did you get #1 position, David?
I think it's probably along the lines of, it's not the number of posts you do, it's probably the word count. So I think, maybe Duke's put himself at a disadvantage. Fact is, I don't know.
Tiff says, I don't think it works if you spam the chat. I'm putting semi-regular messages in and I'm only on 150, so
Marion's inbound. You're right.
Is she dressed this time?
She's got
Hey,
lots
Marion.
of paper in her. She's got lots of paper in her hair.
She wants to be a punk rocker with flowers in her hair.
Yes.
Julie says, oh, God. Mikey's doing his Barry White impression. There goes the neighborhood.
The love walrus.
The love doctor. Dog Sora says, I've been to that museum. It's quite good. Joe says, I'm in Mississippi, but only for an hour from New Orleans. Come to the World War II Museum. All the cruise lines go there. I'm a volunteer on Sundays there at the museum.
Oh, wonderful.
How amazing.
Tiff says, hey, wait, Rose, did you know that there's a house in New Orleans that saw the rising sun?
Yeah. There's some student with a flare gun burned the place to the ground.
Probably. Duke says, Julian, you are going to have to Google it to find out how we improve our XP points.
Gary,
says,
Maria does know Dollywood's only open 9 till 5.
I love the references. I love it.
Duke says, Tiff, no singing.
I wonder how many times they've been asked that.
Yeah.
Says, born and raised in Texas, but wife is from Louisiana and Mississippi is cheaper to live.
Texas, good old boy. That's I went to Texas one time. I think the first time I went there, I went to Houston to go visit the guys at NASA. And the guy who was showing me around, we were driving around, he said, all you need to know, there's 2 types of Texans. There's good old boys and there's rednecks. Rednecks you stay away from. The good old boys you want to hang around out with. And that was it. That was my whole introduction to Texas. And I have to say, he's right. Texas good old boys are some of the best guys on the planet. They really are.
Tiff says, hey, I can sing. I'm not on the panel.
No, you can't. If I can't sing, you can't sing.
Dave says Tiff lol. Doug Saw says Joe, I'm from Mobile.
Mobile,
Alabama.
Mobile, Alabama.
Mobile.
At the club they call Big Jacks.
David says Joe, you're one now. There you go.
That's it.
David,
Nolan's.
David
Nolans.
Jim says Gary, New Orleans. I believe the natives call it Norleans. Nolans. And weren't they a group of sisters from like the 1900s?
The Nolan sisters.
Yeah.
That's a joke that the Americans wouldn't understand.
In the mood for dancing, are they?
In the mood for dancing, yeah.
Jim says, Duke, Google that bastion of accuracy. Says, to improve your YouTube XP points, you'll want to focus on maximizing engagement, optimizing your content, and building a strong audience.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Ian says, Joe, you're in first place now. They really love this, don't they?
I'm just trying to compute in my head how this has become a competition so quickly.
That's it.
Because it's taking the place of Julian and Dieter going, my Google's better than your Google. Julian says, that's aimed at content creators, obviously, nothing for viewers. Jim says, Gary Evans, be careful not to call anyone down south a Yank. Might cause an institutional. Yeah,
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
No, I made the mistake.
I've already got it worked out. If anyone raises anything to do with politics or religion, I'm just to say, dude, look, I'm on vacation. I don't do either of those things on vacation. Let's go and have another drink. That's it. That's end of story.
Yeah.
Do you know, my stepson was concerned that he wants to go to America with the family, and he's actually concerned because of the YouTube channel he does a lot of stuff about the tariffs and all this, that he might be refused entry.
Yeah, it's true.
Because he's, but he's not critical of the policies. He just reports on it. He just says, you know, this is it. You know. Yeah. But he's genuinely concerned about that, which is a bit weird.
Duke says, I will have to write a lot more than John. It may be hard, though, as I don't have any idea on what I could write to make the whole box full of chats. So possibly maybe fill in the comment box and get more. There we go.
Oh.
Joe says, good. Roll Tide, no hook 'em. Duke says, points.
More points.
Yeah. Points. Points.
Anyone ever watched the TV series Rocket City Rednecks? Two men, one who worked for NASA, building random stuff like a submarine on one occasion. I used to watch Lizard Lick Towing. And I've still follow on Facebook. They put some cool stuff on. But when you watch him, this channel, he actually seems at least average intelligence, at least on par with the other people in the show.
Mm-hmm.
But they did a series where he came over to the UK to work with some repo men from the UK, and because of his, I don't know whether it's his accent or what, but he sounds like he should be going and banging on rocks and things. It's bizarre.
Don't go there.
Moving on.
Yeah.
It's usually my job to defend everyone from other places that aren't Australia.
Security wing. Just don't get down there.
Yeah, but that's what it sounded like. It sounded like he should be like bashing rocks together or something. when he was next to British people talking. I don't know why. I don't know whether it's because he is genuinely that, unintelligent, or if it's the accent or what. I don't know.
It's probably the accent.
And you don't know how much is put on for the benefit of the show.
Well, exactly.
To be honest.
Yeah. I think it's because you can see the culture difference as well.
Mm.
So some of the words that they use and things like that, they're out with his accents and the way he speaks. A lot of his words are out of place or seem out of place compared to the rest of the show.
Yeah, can't you shoot him?
So Gary, when you go to Memphis,
will you be
make
walking
sure you go to Beale Street.
Yeah, well, I hope so.
You know, as in, walking with my feet 10 feet off a beel.
Yeah.
It's it's all pubs and stuff like that. Wonderful music. Oh, tell you what, so good.
Excellent.
Watch out for the ghost of Elvis.
Yeah. On Union Avenue. Yeah.
Have you seen Jimmy, the YouTube channel Jimmy's World?
No.
He's a guy who's in the armed forces, and I think it was the American Air Force Reserves or something. And he decided whilst he was in there to do his pilot's license, and he's left the forces or still in the reserves, and now he buys airplanes. His whole YouTube channel is he buys knackered airplanes and does them up.
Wow.
And he managed to buy in an auction one of Elvis's jets.
Jesus.
That had been left in the Mojave Desert, because it was one that was associated with a big scandal around Elvis, with like a fraud thing. It wasn't Elvis's fault. It's the people that decided, two fellas that had come up with this idea that they could give Elvis contracts, say, look, we'll look after your plane for you and do all the maintenance and stuff, and then you just tell us when you need it, and then we'll obviously sort out people to, because they have to, because they're so expensive, they can't just leave them for months.
That's right.
In case they need them, they have to hire them out and things as well. So they said, "Oh yeah, we'll sort that." Out. And it was what they did is they got Elvis to sign the contract, and then they went into banks and used that as collateral,
right,
to get money. So it's like a massive fraud thing, but it really messed up Elvis, messed up his head and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So what he did is, because rather than like try and redo the whole plane back up and things because it'd been too expensive, he cut the fuselage off and put it. He found it fitted perfectly on a trailer, like a camper van sort of thing, chassis. And he was able, and the way it fitted, the controls and everything for the steering and things like that actually went straight up into where the controls for the cockpit would be. They all fitted perfect. So he put the fuselage on a camper van chassis. Mm-hmm. So now he drives it around to show us. Wow. And he decided he wanted some photos of it with the other two jets that were at Graceland. So he drove it in to Graceland and parked it up. And the security guards let him in and everything. So he's taking photos. Next minute, this old guy came out in a truck and started having a go and just said, "Get it off this land. I don't want that jet anywhere near this property."
Wow.
And he apparently went mad at the security guard that let him in, and actually sacked the security guard that let him in.
Wow. There you go.
So, yeah. But you can actually buy bits of the jet that have been made into like a keyring and stuff.
Okay.
It's quite an interesting channel. Tiff says she'd love to visit Texas. I love the Southern Belle accents. Yeah, it wouldn't sound any good on Gary.
No. No.
Jim says they call Alabama the Crimson Tide.
I'd look really silly going up. Well, I do declare, and all that. And that's not Texas anyway. But yeah, Georgia.
Julie says the submarine one was hilarious. They used a chemical CO2 scrubber that gave off toxic gas when it got wet. Those sods didn't kill themselves.
Well, it's not as bad as the steam-powered submarine that Australia used to have with the UK.
Yeah.
Joe says, born and raised in the Rio Grande Valley, but now live 15 miles east of Picayune,
Mississippi.
There you go. Okay. Thank you. Lived in Fort Worth as a police officer. Then Laredo, Texas, and closed out my career in Houston. Fun times.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I drove from Fort Worth to Texas, to Houston on one occasion. It's nice. Nice drive.
Yeah. I have not. I've driven from Georgia to Graceland and back.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, because Lockheed Martin are in Georgia, aren't they?
They are. Well, yeah. LMAS, Lockheed Martin Aeronautical Systems. Are there.
I was meant to go to Florida on holiday with my family when I was 19. I paid for it and everything, and then about a month before we were due to fly out, I got told that I was going on pre-deployment training for Iraq. So I had to get my money back. And whilst I was on pre-deployment training, my family would text me saying, we're just going on this ride, having a really good time. And then an hour later, they went, the ride's broke down, so we're now sat in Space Mountain for the last 45 minutes. We can't move off the roller coaster. How's your training going? I went, fine, just chilling out in the sun at the minute.
Yeah.
Spent the day in the gym.
Having grand old time.
Yeah. Joe says, born and raised. Oh, just read that one on.
Mm-hmm.
Joe says, glad to be alive and retired. Yes.
Excellent.
Tiff says, I'd love one of the Iron Maiden place key rings. Ooh.
I think she means the Iron Maiden plane.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There we go. An hour and 36, and I've still not had time to do any modelling.
Well, I've actually,
I'm not going to complain.
all bar the row that I've got to print off on my printer. The row it's done. It's all done, finished.
Wow.
Excellent.
I'm going to have to print off the row and paint him,
Nice.
which I will be doing probably this weekend.
I shall mostly be doing it weekend.
Mostly.
Mostly.
As well as starting my Tiger 1 build for the competition.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like a tiger.
I might work on my. Well, this afternoon I'm going to obviously do what I was going to do today, which is do all the pigments and stuff from this, and take some. I need to take some photos of this and the half track as well. The Facebook page. Yeah, and then I can work on the fire engine and the Harrier.
I've still got the Chinook to finish off.
Yeah. Well, the problem is the Harrier is about 2 foot long.
Yeah, it's a big old kit.
Yeah. And the problem I've got is the inside of the air intakes are different colour to the outside, but the lip, where the two colours join, the lip is right on the edge of the air intakes.
Yeah.
And you can't put it together without putting the air intakes in, because there's no way to get them in once it's built.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got to figure out a way of masking it without that's not going to take the paint off inside and things. Tiff says, speaking of roos, I'm hoping to get those other 3D animals this weekend. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Ian says, I went to Hobbycraft this morning and bought the bat and the others. Yeah. Have you seen them, Rose?
Yeah, I saw one the other day. I think Tiff had they had a bat, didn't she, and a dragon?
Yeah.
Well, they look so cool.
Well, Tiff and Ian are both getting the set with the bat, the dragon, the lion, the kangaroo, and the gorilla.
Excellent.
So they can have them as a set for the channel.
Fantastic.
They'll have to put them on a little diorama base.
Yeah.
A direct.
They could recreate one of the scenes from the intros.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
The Telford shop.
Yeah. Yeah, you could put it on the table at Friends Malls for Heroes. Telford. Tiff says, Mikey.
Seen these idiots.
Yes. Mikey says, Tiff says, Mikey, can you clarify for me? The kit and the mystery judge can be anything. It has to be an Airfix kit. And it has to be 1/72. There you go. Hope that helps. So all entries have to be based around a Airfix 1/72 kit. There you go.
So I get the choice with this Tiger. I can either use those tracks or Lincoln length.
Ooh. Why don't you level it up? You know, a man of your caliber, you're not a beginner, are you?
I should be using the Lincoln length.
Matthew says, Mikey, have you seen Airfix's retro unboxing of your fire engine and the omnibus set? I saw the beginning of it yesterday. I'm going to watch it later. But they are lovely kits to build. Problem is, I've lost 3 of the bloody hubcaps, which has really annoyed me. That's why I've not done any work on it this week. I was frustrated because I remember seeing them in there. I watched yesterday's stream back as well last night.
Yeah.
That wing mirror that came off, it was missing at the very beginning of the stream, so it must have come off when it was on the shelf. I must have knocked it when it was on the shelf.
That's why I haven't found it yet?
Years. That's why I couldn't find it on my desk. So, yeah, there we go. Less than 20 minutes left. Is there any point me doing any modelling?
Oh, yeah.
But hey.
Come on, Airbrush.
So,
in terms of merchandise and stickers, what do sort of things do people want for stickers and things? Do you want stuff like the thumbnails and things, or do you just want random stuff and slogans and things like that we say on the channel and things?
Things.
Yeah. I'll put a link to them as well. Anyway.
Well, this tiger's got 2 schemes here. You can either do Michael Whitman's tiger in Normandy.
Yes.
Which is that one.
Oh, wow.
Or I can do that one.
Oh, I think you got to do the Whitman one.
I think I have, because there's 2 reasons. One, I find that incredibly boring.
Yeah.
2, I've already done a 156 Tiger tank in that scheme.
Yeah.
Yeah, because and that will fit better with my idea for the diorama it's going on. So I think I'll do the Whitman version.
Right. That's a link to the merch store. Have a look on those 39 designs. So see what you think and if there's anything that you'd like me to add to it in terms of designs. And if you prefer thumbnails and random stuff. Have you seen the ones that I added today, Gary?
Nope.
Yeah, last night.
Yeah, I saw them.
Let's have a look.
Oh, dwelling.
So, I zoom in on that. There you go.
The bat.
Yeah, that one's the dragon.
Oh, dragon. Do beg your pardon. Yeah. Oh, right. On the bike. Yeah. Bat out of hell. Yeah. Don't put that on there, though, for copyright reasons. But yeah, excellent. Dragon on out of hell. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Excellent. I've been thinking about trying to do some merch myself, but so there's the thing. I really like, those old like collecting cards you used to get in tea and cigarette cards and all those.
Yeah,
really old ones that are slightly out of. They're quite sort of rough printing. The dot sizes are quite big, but I really love that retro look of like pictures of aeroplanes and stuff. So I was going to see what I can do around that sort of thing. Obviously, they've got to be more than 70 or so years old for copyright reasons.
Yeah,
but But anyway, I was researching those, and you can on certain online auction sites. You can just get there's millions of these things for sale, and there's a set that I've got just because I want them, and they cost me like about £8 for this set of 50 collector's cards, but they're like history of aviation. Fine, that all the pictures are by Roy Cross, who of course was the
great Roy Cross,
the Roy Cross, the FX box artist. So it's essentially 50 Roy Cross artworks in this set of cards, and they look just beautiful, just absolutely exquisite. But the older ones, as I say, the ones that are no longer in copyright, are the sort I'm thinking of putting on T-shirts, maybe in some way, not quite sure how yet, as a bit of merch.
That'd be cool. I use a background remover, so I create the picture I want on Canva, and then if I don't want a background on it, I just put the image on a green square or whatever.
Yeah.
And then put it into the online background remover, so it just removes all the green. That works quite well.
Have to remember not to have green in your artwork then.
Yeah. Aaronville says, "What's the next project build and vignette for the Friday streams?" I will be announcing that in a bit.
In about 7 minutes, I expect.
Yeah. June says that means it'll be in what would have been first place, Aaron. Tish says it'll be announced at the end of the stream. Julian, could you put Dragon Out of Hell in Welsh to avoid copyright? Probably. Problem is the Welsh ones don't seem to do as well, because I've got the Welsh channel logo on there, and nobody's bought one of them yet. Julian says, I wonder if it's copyright infringement if it's not in the original language. That's an interesting thought.
No, it may not be a copyright infringement, but it may be a trademark infringement, because what these people do for albums, they would register them as trademarks as well as the copyright in the intellectual property of the actual artwork itself. There's also the concept Bat Out of Hell. Whether they'd be able to show that they've suffered a material loss because of a confusion in the mind of a reasonable member of the public, that for some reason your shirts are in any way linked to Mr. Love's music, is a bit of a moot point, really. But it's probably not one worth worrying too much about, and not going down that road to begin with. But I
mean, I can always put a design around it
because the design is your copyright, because you created it. So
because I was looking into this especially with AI imagery and stuff. And apparently, under UK law now, they've decided that whoever creates the prompts owns the copyright, not the program. Because without that person's prompts, the software would never have created that image.
Yeah.
So if you create something on an AI image generator, you own the copyright to it.
Right.
Which is cool. Which makes things a bit easier.
Yeah.
Jeff says, a very good afternoon, guys. Hello, Jeff.
Afternoon, Jeff. And I love that thumbnail.
Falcon.
Yes. Queen of the skies.
Proper aeroplane.
Tiff says, hey, Jeff. I remember the last air show the Vulcan did, or the last set of air shows, last season. Because they did, one of the last shows was at Rill. And they do it along the beach and everything at Rill, but right behind the beach there's a road, and then behind that road is a multi-story car park, and I was stood on top of the multi-story car park watching it and taking photos with my phone. One
of the best experiences of my Air Force career was being in the runway caravan at RAF Scampton when the last remaining Vulcan, the display one, landed at Scampton, taxied round, and then took off again, and I was touching distance.
Wow.
And then when he lit those 4 engines, the caravan was like, and all the car alarms in all the car parks went off.
Yeah. You remember there was a TV show, I think it's 1974, that was put on to show the capabilities of the modern RAF. at the time. They had that Phantoms doing photo recce flights and whatever. And one of the things that did on, I guess at Salisbury, they did a live firing drop on various targets. And one of them was like a convoy, and it just had a Vulcan steaming in at about 400 feet and just dropped the whole 21 stick of 1,000-pounders. My God Almighty!
Do you remember there was a TV series, a fictional TV series in the 80s called Squadron?
Yes, I remember.
A lot of that was filmed at RAF Lynham, where the Hercs were, and we were sort of involved in all that. That was good fun. You had Hercs and Phantoms and all sorts of things that weren't normally at Lynham.
Yeah.
The Hercs were obviously,
yeah.
Phantoms, and good fun. Yeah. Crap series, but it was good fun.
Yeah.
Julian says hi, Jeff. And he says, I remember seeing the last Vulcan as it flew over Barry on its last flight. I was driving, or I would have tried to get a photo.
Yeah.
Jim says, have a great weekend, all. Be seeing you. So you don't want to know what the next Friday it is, Jim.
See you, Jim.
Or is Jim just getting that in?
Yeah.
Ian says, recap, did John ever answer Duke's question about whether... No.
I'm back at the bench now, so I can do that.
Right. We've only got 8 minutes left. As possible.
All right, so what I used is a light dirt clay wash, like Flory wash sort of thing. Aren't available in Australia, so I got this one, and basically it's a colour of that, if that makes sense. Well, let's move it across. So it's just that, and then it lightens up, and I wiped bits of it away, so you can. It looks like it's not uniform, but it's really lovely because it just sort of sits in the crevices and stuff like that. So yeah, that's it. That's very simple, very easy to use. I hardly ever use it. I'm quite happy with the way it turned out because I don't tend to use it. Sorry, I'm stretching. I'm sort of a bit sore. Okay.
Right.
Back. Right.
Stretch went a bit too far there, John.
Yeah.
that ring light suddenly got larger. So, John, do you want to go onto your other camera, buddy?
Oh, let's do that.
Tiff says that's the fastest John's ever explained something. Okay, so, gentlemen, ready your kit? Yes. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Again, I'm hoping I've got the right one.
Well, we're soon going to find out.
This could be classic, John.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Yay.
Yeah.
Hey.
Success.
John, you did get the right one.
Yeah.
So we get an extra sticker.
Oh, you
You've
get
all got the same boxing of it as well.
Yeah.
So
amazing.
That's the next one. That's the next one.
Yeah, we're going to be doing the Sea Fury
next
Sea
Friday. Fury. And looking forward to that. I've been looking forward to this for a while.
Yeah. I'm going to be doing the Royal Navy one, but it's based in Cheshire.
And up until this morning, I was going to be doing the Australian one, but I've changed my mind, and I'm going to be doing the Royal Navy one that's based in Cheshire. The reason being, I didn't realise that it was it's a gloss blue on the and that don't appeal to me. So
good, because I want to do that one.
I knew you did, and I knew you wanted to do the Aussie one as well.
Well, not necessarily. I'd prefer the British one actually. I think the
top one.
Yeah, that one looks awesome. But I'll do the Australian one because it's HMAS Albatross is where it was based, and Darren Cook or D-Ran from the Model Geeks podcast is in Australia at the moment. He's down there. So I'm going to go down in maybe a week or so and visit him. So I'll do the narrow one because it's more than an hour away. But, 5 hours away.
What about you,
Yeah.
Gary? Have you
I'm
decided
doing the red one. I'm doing the red one.
doing the civilian version, the red one?
Yeah, the bright red G Fury one.
Cool.
Just because it looks really. I've built a Sea Fury in the Dutch naval colours before for the channel.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do the red one. Wings out. Showing
I'm doing
off.
wings folded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't decided yet whether I'm doing wings folded or wings out.
Yeah,
The only
it's intriguing.
slight problem I have is I've only got 2 more Friday streams, and then I'm away for like 3 weeks. So I'm gonna have to put in some hours on this.
Yeah. Or what you could do is you could do it during the other streams as well, like the Monday.
Yeah. What I do have, which is very useful, is some spray pink primer.
There we go.
So that'll help the red colour nicely.
It will.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
If you got 2 Fridays, that means you got 2 Mondays. So it means you'll only be 1 week behind anyway.
Okay, cool.
So
that's good.
Is that you off on your jolly bobs?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Going cruising down the Rhine and the Danube.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice.
That's interesting. As I'm looking, one of the personal projects I want to do is build a Lancaster, but 100 group one with the aerials on it, the extra ABC aerials for radio disruption, radar disruption on the raids, for very many reasons. So it's a very specific one I want to do, and I found out the raid. What's this going on? The raid it was lost on, it was bombing a place in Cologne.
Sorry, John, are you watching something?
Oh, it smelled beautiful.
No, sorry, it's Maria's probably done something daft to the Ring camera that's outside my office. Yeah. Anyway, so it was lost after a raid on Cologne, and I found the target it had, and it's like literally 20 minutes after leaving Cologne on this thing, we're going past the factory it was aiming to bomb, so I can take photographs of it. So when I build the whole thing and build the diorama of it with its last mission route on it, I can put a little photo of what the place looks like today on it.
Yeah.
So that's really quite cool.
Nice. Ian says it was a world record how fast John did his explanation.
Hang on.
Yeah. Ian also says, cool, I have 2 of those. There we go.
Nice.
So does that mean you want me to make a group build sticker, Ian? Because we know you like the stickers. June says, oh, so that's what the Sea Fury chat was on Discord. I don't think we discussed the Sea Fury chat, did we?
I don't remember.
Don't think
I've slept since then, so I wouldn't
probably
remember.
when you bought it months ago, it was on special.
Yeah, well, that was a pure fluke. We did not buy it with the intention of doing that. It was part of the Airfix's spring sale, and I got the Sea Fury and the Mitchell for the price of less than the price of the Sea Fury would have been.
Yeah, we all sort of coincidentally bought it at the same time, didn't we?
Yeah, so we thought.
And then we said, John, go and get a Sea Fury.
That's fine.
So went, okay.
Okay, boo-boo. Duke says, Fury, it's not a tank.
No.
Tiff says, yep, no more tanks. Back to planes.
Yeah, back to where I'm happiest.
Yeah. So we'll be doing a train, bike, and a plane. Cool. We need to do a boat at some point.
No!
Julie says, isn't the Albatross
A wooden one? Can we?
No.
Well, pretty soon I should have the 7-class lifeboat.
Oh,
which is the biggest biggest lifeboat in the RNLI fleet.
I'm sorry, but I'm still in mourning for the lifeboat.
Did you not message Airfix to get replacement parts?
No, I haven't. I've got caught up doing other things, so it is in my display cabinet. It didn't go in the bin. It's there in its wounded looks. But there you go.
June says, isn't the Albatross considered bad luck by sailors? So Her Majesty's Australian or HMAS Albatross would be a bad idea. I don't know.
Yeah, His Majesty's Australian ship.
Ah. His Majesty's Australian sunk. June says, Duke Sea Fury could be a duplex on D-Day. Joe, Albatross bad luck, not in golf. It's a double eagle. A great score.
Yeah. It is.
Can we stop talking about rings and holes, please? Tiff says, right, gotta go. Love y'all.
Love y'all.
Later, Tiff. Ian says, it was Kieran's Hawker Typhoon shot. Oh, I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah. Now, that's a kit I wouldn't mind doing one time.
Typhoon.
The Typhoon.
Jeff says, take care, Tiff. Joe says, have a great and safe weekend all. And you, buddy. David says, I have done that 7th class. Had it in the original Airfix with the Sea King. That would make a cool diorama. I wouldn't mind doing a Sea King, but it has to be the new one where you can fold all the rotors back.
Yeah, the trouble is, if it's hovering off the back of a 7th class lifeboat, it wouldn't want the rotors folded.
Well, no, I just
otherwise the lifeboat will be picking the crew out the water.
Yeah.
You could have the lifeboat with the Sea King in tow.
Well, yeah.
As if it's taking it back after an engine malfunction or something.
Yeah, they did float.
Yeah.
You know what? I just wouldn't mind making a Sea King because I've flown in them a couple of times. They're quite cool. Yeah. But anyway, we're now 2 minutes past the 2 hour mark. Woohoo! And I've had no opportunity to do any modeling today, which is funny. So we are back on Monday at 12 o'clock. Don't forget about the competition. I'll put it up in Discord and everything. But yeah, back on Monday, 12 o'clock, doing our general chit chat, chatting crap, and hopefully making some models. Hopefully. Just got a comment in the StreamYard's stuck. There we go. Julian, did we win the XP contest?
John Blimey.
Right, so yeah. Back on Tuesday.
Yeah.
See you all then.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
Nope. Back on Monday, sorry. Not Tuesday. All right. See you later, everyone.
Ta-da.
Bye.